Today's NFL game brought to you by General Motors of Canada Limited on behalf of GM dealers throughout Canada, who invite you to see and drive the new Mark of Excellence cars for 1970.
The Super Bowl continues following station identification. This is the CBC television network.
At Gillette, we constantly test metals for hardness. A blade with a harder edge can be made more precisely to shave you not only cleaner but smoother. We tested stainless steel and chromium, then our new alloy. The results were so amazing, we created Gillette Plus with platinum chromium plated edges, the most durable edge in shaving history. Gillette Plus, the blade you've always wanted and more.
This is Jack Whitaker, and ladies and gentlemen, the World Championship Super Bowl game proudly presents for your halftime enjoyment Way Down Yonder, produced by Tommy Walker. Let's give a resounding welcome to that fast-stepping, toe-tapping band from Jaguar Land, the Southern University Band from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, under the direction of Isaac Gregg. Join us in welcoming the band and all the watching world to Way Down Yonder in New Orleans. They say care forgot this city. We hope you never will. New Orleans, the Crescent City. New Orleans with streetcars named Desire, traveling on streets paved with dreams. There was Bourbon Street, named for the Duke of Bourbon, but now reigned over by a king. His name, Al Hirt. His scepter, a golden horn. And here's the king, taking us down the first street of dreams, Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street to Basin Street, where it really all began. And here is New Orleans' own Marguerite Piazza, star of supper clubs, the Metropolitan Opera, and television, with Basin Street Blues. And here is Southern University's Super Bowl step. You have to see it to believe it. From Basin Street to South Rampart Street, named for the old city's protective wall. The walls are down, and the only army marching through these days is the band of Southern University. They play South Rampart Street Parade. On a gray January day, 155 years ago, at a Chalmette plantation south of New Orleans, a general named Andrew Jackson and a young pirate named John Lafitte led the battle for New Orleans. These two unlikely allies engaged the mighty British Army. It could only happen here. Unbelievably, it did. When the smoke cleared, the British had lost 1,975 men killed, while the American casualties were 6 killed and 7 wounded. The defeat of the Redcoats saved this city and made the western expansion of our new nation possible. Life, too. An era of opulence secured by fortunes founded on sugar and cotton, nurtured by the mighty Mississippi. On its banks, a dream world of garlanded galleries, winding stairs, massive columns guarded by magnolia and oak. And on the water, a riverboat, Southern Bells leaning over its rails, tossing silver dollars at the bubbles behind the paddle wheel. We are now going to be serenaded by a couple of river minstrels who many times have floated down the Mississippi. The minstrels, Al Hirt and Lionel Hampton. The song, Do You Know What It Means to Miss New Orleans? New Orleans is the place where jazz was born, and a man can also depart by it. The Jazz Funeral. Their names read like jazz poetry, and poetry was what they were all about. Papa Celestine, Jelly Roll Morton, Bunk Johnson, Johnny St. Cyr, George Lewis, John Brown, and Paul Murray. These jazz greats who lived what soul really is before anybody tried to give it a name. They made perfect the parts of a man you can't see, like what makes him laugh and sometimes what makes him cry. The trip to the graveyard was a mournful one. All of the sad things in a man's life got their due. The jazz on the trip back from the graveyard was something else again. Louis Armstrong said they'd just tear their horns apart. They were letting the departed hear the music the way he liked it in life. Fantasy, things as they were, as folks would have them and occasionally as they are, come together in a wild and dazzling package of glittering beads, floats out of dreams, music and maskers, all coming together in a revelry called Mardi Gras. A million words couldn't tell it like it really is, but Al Hirt's horn comes close. So, come to the Mardi Gras. Hirt, Marguerite Piazza, Lionel Hampton, Doc Severinsen, the Southern Band, the Onward, and the Olympia Brass Band all thank you for joining us way down yonder in New Orleans. show produced by Tommy Walker, script by Gus Watt. We're almost ready to begin the second half with Minnesota kicking off to Kansas City.
Who are you?
Oh, how you doing, Guy? I'm your neighbor. Oh, didn't I tell you we share the same medicine cabinet? It's a new modern apartment. Hey, I see you got silver rice guard. New antiperspirant. Yes, sir. Stop soda, keeps you dry.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I know all about that. I got the regular rice guard. Yep, one shot and I'm good for the whole day.
Two kinds of people, two kinds of right guard.
Mona.